So the butter, I put quite a bit because, I'm bad with this. I'm a little bit bad with butter. When I do butter, I do lots of it, and otherwise I don't. Okay, you're also bad? I'm glad. I love to hear when people are naughty with butter. It's fantastic. Bonjour everyone. Ça va bien? Ah, voilà. Let's get cooking. Sirloin, a piece of sirloin is going to be seared and served with a sweet potato and coriander sandwich with a green ginger salsa. So really a summery feel. I need butter in there. I need to slice my sweet potato not too thick, about 1 centimeter. With the skin, it's been washed, so with the skin, now I love the skin of the sweet potato. Then you put this down like this on the butter. On top of that, I'm going to put a little bit of salt as well, some brown sugar. It will caramelize nicely. Because it's a flat tray, to prevent from caramelizing, like you said, I'm just going to put a little drop of water on this. And then the foil. I've sliced mine in half. It's so huge. Caramelize slightly, steam in its own steam. The other things that I'm going to do, while my potatoes are cooking, my salsa, we're going to make the little green salsa to go with the sirloin. This is an essential tool to have. This is a microplane. On the microplane, it just cuts right through everything, as you can see. I've got ginger pulp on that side. It cuts right through the fibers. It makes the ginger really pleasant to eat. Now, ginger is also very, very good for you. It's very, very healthy, especially when you keep it raw. So that goes into here. Then I can also put a chili. Now, these chilies these are small, tight chilies, really hot. It's not designed to be a very hot sauce. The chili just brings flavor and just a little bite. So what you do is you put the clove on the board, to smack it with your knife. It loosens the skin becomes off very easily. You don't have to sit for hours peeling garlic like this. And then just chop it. That's another thing that you have to not buy is processed garlic, bottled garlic. It isn't a substitute for fresh garlic. Smack it down, chop it, and you got garlic. Okay, a little bit of coriander, quite a bit. Obviously, it's a green salsa. So give it a good chop on the board first. A bit of pepper. Some sunflower oil, quite a lot. This is quite nifty actually, that little, it's like a big food processor, except it's a mini version. And then I'm going to put a little bit of lemon juice in there as well. So you taste this. Perfect, a little bit more salt. Okay, so that's a little sauce done. But I'm going to just quickly check on my sweet potatoes. Yeah, you see they are cooked already. This is something you can do in advance for that dish. And it's actually something that works really well for other kind of dishes as well. So I'm serving it with sirloin, but you can serve it with fish. You can serve it with chicken. It's quite a fun thing to have as a side dish. So what you do, you basically layer them up. You sandwich in between a little bit of fresh coriander while it's still hot, and then you create a sandwich really. And then you make, I like to make a couple of layers. Then you finish the top layer like that. And then that goes in the microwave. Pop them in the microwave for 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. The coriander steams up, everything warms up. It's absolutely delicious. I've got here a beautiful piece of sirloin. It is organic and free range, but I can tell you this is happy meat. I mean, it's so tender. It's had a beautiful life. Probably a bit short. Yeah, but you got to get your priorities right. Sirloin is looking very happy. Now there's no secret. It takes a little bit of time. Now, it's very important that you understand what happens to meat when you cook it. Literally wait 2-3 minutes after it's been off the pan. The juices will start irrigating all the cells again, making your meat more juicy, more tender and hot. I've got my little coriander and sweet potato sandwich, which looks quite attractive. It's got the skin. So now we just have to wait till this is almost ready to be sliced, and that will just rest for a couple of more seconds and it should be fine. Now this meat is nice and hot inside, and it's beautiful and medium rare, and it's not bleeding. And you will see how tender. I mean, my knife is sharp, but can you see how it's going through? That's beautiful. Are you hungry?
Yes.
Right. Well, that's a good start. I like to arrange it in a fan because it looks beautiful. Now that sauce, that little salsa, works also beautifully for if you make a barbecue. It works beautifully with grilled fish, with chicken. So it's really something you must make. The little sauce goes over the meat. So it's quite chunky, and remember, lots of ginger But it's quite surprising how the ginger and the coriander somehow balance one another out. The one is not overpowering, it's just beautiful. Put a blob on top of that as well. And then I need some soy sauce on this just to finish it up. Soy sauce is because it brings a little bit of saltiness, but I also love the look of the drops in the green oil. And then to finish it up, you can just put a little bit of tomato cubes on top of here so it looks pretty. So now, I'm going to cut this all up into small pieces and you can come and taste the side plates here. The same applies for fish. So most fishes can be eaten slightly moist in the center. I mean, if it's tuna, for example, you actually want it rare inside, but still warm. So the only way to get it warm inside is once you've applied lots of heat on the outside, just let it rest. The heat carries on traveling through, and it doesn't have to be hot, but at least it's warm.